Good evening, everyone. Jeffrey Walton here from International College of the Cayman Islands. I'm doing the fifth day of our seminar, which is the final day of Miami Seminar in Technology and Society. Today we visited the Miami Rescue Mission, which has been in existence since 1992. It serves the homeless and needy people of South Florida. They have 3 centers around the area, and approximately 800 people are enrolled in life-changing programs where they actually train people who are in need and homeless to be able to change their life around, turn their life around. Some of them are on drugs, which has led them to become homeless because they become dependent on the drug and they cannot do for themselves. At the center, we participated in packing food, snacks that we bought from Walmart for the needy. And we packed those up. And interestingly, we were required to go on the streets where we distributed the food to needy people within the area. It was very interesting. At first, I thought it was a sort of a dangerous way of us going about in the streets and distributing to the needy people. However, the persons that we gave the food out were very thankful and happy to see us, and that was very rewarding for me. I will be reflecting more in a discussion as it relates to the Miami Rescue Center and what it does. In the evening, back at the hotel conference room, we were given a speech by the Vice Mayor Barnes, who has since been the vice mayor of the area since 2003. That's the Miami area. He has lived in the U.S. for 51 years, and he studied photography at in New York, as he was a broadcaster for several TV stations around the U.S., especially in the Miami area. He's been a citizen of the U.S. since 1992, and he has explained that he has seen many changes in Florida over the period of time since living there. And he explained and described that Florida was basically a sandy state, and they basically landscaped it and brought in sod, which beautified the area. However, on the ground is a lot of sand. He is now a talk show host. He actually has his own radio station where he broadcasts and has talk shows from. He explained that over the period of time, since he's been into broadcasting, he has seen the change in technology, where he started out using black and white cameras, for example, to film certain events and talk shows and broadcasting that he had. And it was very challenging using those old technologies. But over time, technology has improved and made it a lot easier for him to be able to broadcast over television as well, over radio. He finds it that technology is one that assists human in their jobs, but it should never overtake us. It should never overcome us. We must always be the ones that control the way that we do our jobs, use technology to our advantage, but have the necessary control. He also explained that in the U.S., there's a lot of poverty that's uncovered, unreported, and that we don't see, especially in the South. There's a lot of poverty there. And he explained that although you see that there's a lot of blacks that are on welfare, but actually whites outnumber blacks when it comes to welfare and persons being on welfare. After his talks and asking certain questions, we then went into our debate presentations by the 7 students involved. It stretched from should intelligence designs be taught in public schools, which was delivered by Lisa Royale. And another segment was, is it time to think seriously about climate engineering, which is delivered by Dina Ebanks. Do humans belong in space? Josette Dell gave that presentation. I also found it that to be a very interesting topic, as she explained that there are pros and cons in going to space. Although man has been able to learn a lot and provide the necessary technologies through their experience in space, but there's also health impacts on humans. For example, a period of time is given only for astronauts to remain in space, and that's up to 6 months, because they start to develop sight problems as well as cardiac arrest because of the way in which they move around in space is mostly to the side, upside down, so the blood and the oxygen, the body is not in a stand-up position, so it has its effects on human health over a period of time. They're only allowed to go 4 times for the year. 4 times overall to space. Another segment was done by Dr. Duncan, who did do government internet surveillance affect threatening privacy and civil rights? Dr. Duncan, of course, having a PhD in this field, has the necessary knowledge and qualification in this area. He gave a very good outline of this topic. I found it very interesting. Does endorsing open source software fail to respect intellectual property? Chelsea Rankin gave that, and it was another interesting topic that she spoke on. And I learned a lot as it related to intellectual property and the difference between open source software versus closed source software, and how both are impacted by intellectual properties. I did one topic on, should we reject transhumanist goal of genetically, electronically, and mechanically enhanced human beings? Quite a long question. I presented that topic, and I'll be uploading that to the segment of debate. And it was concluded with Julio Ramos, who delivered Will Robots Take Your Job? And all the topics were well presented. I learned a lot from those topics, and I hope to continue to study in the area of technology, because it's very dependent, especially in my job, as we go through changes in using technology. Thank you very much. Bye now.